Well, hi and welcome. Keyboard shortcuts. Well, you either love them or you hate them. I fall into the love them category. Anything that saves me time and effort is good to go. Now in this video, I'll show you a key skill in Photoshop on how to choose and select foreground and background colours. And then we'll move on to create keyboard shortcuts for them. Now I really hope you find this video useful. If you do, please share it with your friends. Give me a thumbs up on YouTube or leave me a comment under the video. And if you're passing on Facebook, please say hi and give my page a like. It would be much appreciated. Well, let's dig in. My name's Ken Fisher and this is LiveLink Training. Now in this video we're going to be looking at how to quickly change the foreground and background colours by using keyboard shortcuts. Now don't forget, if you're a fan of the printed page, there is a free ebook to accompany video. Just click the link in the More section under the video to download it. Okay, let the journey begin. Okay, what are we going to learn in this video? Well, first we're going to learn how to choose the foreground and background colours. Number 2, we're going to learn how to change the luminosity and the saturation of the colours that we're choosing. Number 3, we're going to select the colour using the heads up display, or for short, the HUD. And number 4, we're going to create keyboard shortcuts for the foreground and background colours. Okay, let's get on. Okay, so how do we select the foreground and background colours? Well, firstly, we've got to have one of the paint tools. So we've got to be painting, cloning or healing. I'll select the paintbrush tool here. And then down at the bottom of the toolbox, we've got the foreground and the background colour pickers. If I click on the foreground colour one, I can select a major colour by dragging this slider up and down. And then I can move my mouse into the main area here and I can click and drag. And if I go horizontally, I get less saturated or more saturated. If I go vertically, I go lighter or darker. So I'll come to a point where I can say that's the colour I want, and I click OK, and then I can paint in that colour. If I want to change my background colour, exactly the same process. I click on that, I select my colour and click OK. Again, if I now want to change my foreground colour, I've got to come right down here again and then change this, we'll say a green, and then click OK, and then I can paint with green. Now there's another method of selecting the colour that lets you do it actually on screen or in the middle of your document, and it's called a heads up display. And this is how that works. If I hold the Shift and the Alt key down and I right click on the document, I get what's called a heads up display, and here it is. And again, if I move my mouse into this vertical bar, I can choose a major colour, and then if I move into here, I can choose whether it's saturated, less saturated, lighter or darker. If I just move to a position there and let go, I've now changed my foreground colour and I can paint with that colour. I can change it again. Shift Alt right click, let's say I want a green yellowy colour this time, say something like that, and then I can paint with that colour. Now there is a third method, and that way is what we can do is we can go to the window menu and we can select colour, and this brings up a huge colour palette at the end. And just the same here, we can select the foreground and background colours and we can change those by just clicking in there, or we can move this slider up and click, and we've changed our foreground colour again. So I can paint now with a new foreground colour. I have to say I do like access when I can with the actual colour picker itself, because it does allow me lots of different ways of defining colour, which the colour palette doesn't. Now all these three methods are okay, but they do take a lot of mousing around. Now in Photoshop CC it's possible now to assign keyboard shortcuts to both the foreground and background colours, which is great, and it will save you loads of time. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. We'll go to the edit menu and we'll go down to keyboard shortcuts, or you've got a nice keyboard shortcut there of Alt, Shift, Control and K. And this brings up the keyboard shortcuts and menus panel. Now we want the shortcuts for the tools. You've got a couple of other options, applications and panel, but we want tools. And I'm going to scroll nearly to the bottom. And you'll see that near the bottom we've got a foreground colour picker and a background colour picker that I can assign keyboard shortcuts to. So I'm going to go over and click just under where it says shortcut. And I know that K is free, so I'm going to assign K to my foreground colour picker. And I'll click in the background and I'll click N. I'll put N in there. And then I'll click OK. And now if I'm painting with my foreground colour and I want to change it, then I just press the K key. And I can do whatever changes I need in here. OK. And then if I need to change the colour again, just press the K key and we'll change the colour again. Let's have a nice red. Click OK and paint. Now how much faster is that than any of the other methods? I think that is absolutely fabulous. I find this method much faster than using the other methods like the heads-up display or the colour picker. Now I did mention earlier a hidden feature that I'm sure you will find useful. So I'm going to go back to the keyboard shortcuts. I'm going to go to Edit and Keyboard Shortcuts. And here you can see a Summarise button. And I'm going to click on that. And it's going to take me to somewhere where you put it on your desktop or if you've got a folder, but it takes me to somewhere in my computer. I'll take it here and you can see I've already got one that I made earlier. It makes a file, and again I'll call this keyboard shortcuts. But I'll just call this 2 so it doesn't overwrite my initial one. And this is the HTML file. So when I save it, what it's going to do is open it up in a browser. Now this browser is a little bit big for the screen. I'll try and fetch it to the front and bring it in a little bit. And here we can see now that this has got all the keyboard shortcuts in. And I can go right down to the bottom. Now it's a long file and it's got every single keyboard shortcut in, including the ones that we've just made. And you can, with this, you can save it out as a PDF and you can print it out for your own reference. I think that's pretty cool. Well, that's it for this video. I do hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or leave a comment under the video for me, or share it with a friend or two. Don't forget to check out the More area under the video for the link to any download files or free ebooks. And please click the subscribe button so when I upload a new video, you are the very first person to know. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.